Hey, what is going on, everyone in the XRP community? Hope you guys are having yourselves a fantastic day today as usual. And I would like to officially say this is the second to last video that we will have on the channel citing a James K. Fillon tweet. Guys, the SEC has filed its redacted remedies reply brief and supporting exhibits. Jeremy Hogan chimes in and says the Ripple versus SC briefs are finished. And I think the SEC went out with a whimper here. It didn't even try to attack ODL sales, just noting that Ripple was trying to relitigate the issue, which it is. And it brought nothing new on damages. Just waiting for the judge now. So guys, this is the final video. This is the second to last video that we will ever make on the channel with the James K. Fillon tweet. And the last one will be James K. Fillon updating us on the judge's decision. And from there on out, the case is officially over. We won, right? Now, I don't know what Ripple has to pay for the market to be bullish, because we could see something where the case is over and Ripple is ordered to pay some large sum of money, like $1 billion, and maybe the market takes that as bearish. Maybe the judge, says 100 million penalty for Ripple, and maybe the market takes that as bullish. I don't know, but fellas, it's like, this is it. This is it. The Ripple versus SEC briefs are finished, and all we do now is wait for the judge. Wow, guys, it's been a long journey, man. I think it's been somewhere along the lines of like 1,200 days. Ripple versus SEC. XRP declared not a security. All the briefs are finished. And now we just have to wait for that wonderful day where we wake up and all of a sudden the case is over. And it will finally be over. But maybe it's not over and the SEC tries to sue Ripple a second time. Okay? Look at this bullshit. The Bearable Bull comes out with this. The SEC is now planning to claim Ripple's stablecoin is now a security. What happened to America? Citing Good Morning Crypto here. Justin SEC versus Ripple update. Look at what the SEC says here. They say Ripple's primary business continues to be, as it has been since 2013, unregistered sales of XRP. It also plans to issue a new unregistered crypto asset. Gary Gensler, are you serious right now? Ripple announces to the market that they will be coming out with a stablecoin, and you're already getting on Ripple's shit. Already. Okay? This is a stablecoin we're talking about that does not even exist. And the SEC is already in their final brief. Like, they also plan to issue a new unregistered crypto asset. Are you fucking kidding me? Ripple announces to the market they're going to come out with a stablecoin. And now you're already putting that in the court briefs. Good God, fellas. I mean, how about you go for the coin that actually does exist? Tether, and the entire iceberg of fraud and odd activity that they do. I mean, you gotta be kidding me. The SEC has not lifted a finger about anything with Tether or USDC. But Ripple, by God, they be transparent and announce publicly that they're planning on launching a stablecoin later this year. The SEC is already on that shit. This is why I was telling you guys. This is why Ripple has been so quiet ever since the Ripple SEC lawsuit, is because they don't want to give the SEC free ammunition to use against them in the briefs. Okay? I remember prior to the Ripple SEC lawsuit, my God, it felt like once a month Ripple was announcing a new partner. Every other week they would have some new announcement of a new partnership or a new update. But because of the Ripple SEC case, we have had a dry spell of Ripple saying anything the last 3 years for this exact reason. And I've been telling you guys about this for a long time, that Ripple versus SEC case, that's the reason we don't get, Ripple partnership announcements or, new updates and new customers that they just boarded onto ODL and leveraging XRP. This is why. Because look, Ripple just is honest publicly and like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, we are going to be launching a stablecoin later this year. And already the SEC, right onto it. It also plans to issue a new unregistered crypto asset. Now, I don't want to be as dramatic and say like, oh, well, the SEC is going to sue Ripple a second time for a stablecoin. I don't think that's going to happen. But it's like, dude, you already have a legitimate, real, sketchy, proven not one-to-one backed stablecoin Tether that does operate in the United States. And it's like, you're not going after Tether, and you don't want to do anything with USDC, but Ripple, whispers to the market that, yeah, we're going to bring out a stablecoin, and they're all, oh my God, unfucking believable. Okay? They're talking about a crypto that doesn't exist, and they're already going after it. You gotta be kidding me. It also plans to issue new unregistered crypto asset. Absolutely ridiculous, man. A stablecoin that doesn't exist. A stablecoin that doesn't exist. That's what they want to go after. Good God, fellas. I am so sick of this guy, Gary Gensler. So after this story, I'll tweet here. We're going to look at the what Gensler decided to do yesterday on CNBC. You know, because he's only going to talk publicly where he can be coddled and not scrutinized. I mean, geez, even the, U.S. House Financial Committee meetings that he is requested to come to, he doesn't even fucking show up to those. But he came on CNBC just because he knew he was going to be coddled. And he still, even though he thought he would be safe, he gets called out on CNBC for not answering if ETH is a security, then again dodges the question. All right, Stuart Alderty, more of the same for the SEC. Failing to faithfully apply the law and trying to pull the wool over the judge's eyes. The good news is that we are closer than ever to putting this lawsuit behind us, though unfortunately, many are just starting the journey. We trust the court will approach the remedies phase fairly. And when you think the SEC can't sink any lower, if you are a financial regulator outside the U.S., and have done the hard work of establishing comprehensive crypto licensing frameworks, know that the SEC has no respect for you and thinks you are handing out the equivalent of phishing licenses. Okay? Look at what the SEC says here. Okay? These are the people that have been sanctioned in court for, lying in the court of law, by the way. So Ripple also assures the court it need not be worried about whether Ripple could again violate the U.S. securities laws by pointing to different licenses that is obtained from different jurisdictions, including those Ripple explains, quote, do not treat XRP sales as sales of securities. Not a security, right? This argument, akin to saying a New York restaurant need not obtain a liquor license because it obtained a fishing license in California, is absurd. That has got to be the worst fucking analogy I have heard all year from anybody. And the year's just getting started, dude. It's barely May. Oh, this argument is like saying a New York restaurant need not obtain a liquor license because it obtained a fishing license in California. Gary, buddy, come on. Don't be let me be the analogy guy. Come on. That's the worst analogy I have heard all year. Okay, Gary, liquor licenses, buddy, liquor licenses, that's a whole nother ball game. Okay, that's a whole nother ball game, which you probably do know about, accumulating a lot of liquor in your house, I do imagine. Anyways, so they're trying to come out for Ripple saying, oh, well, the New York restaurant doesn't need a liquor license if it's got a fishing license in California, is absurd. Well, SEC, you pricks, Ripple is trying to cite the fact that, hey, in London, in Tokyo, in Seoul, in Dubai, in Singapore. I mean, hey, these are other real world countries that have, allowed Ripple to get these licenses to operate in those countries and sell XRP in those countries and operate with XRP with companies in that country. So it's not, where does this, New York restaurant doesn't need a liquor license because of fishing license in California. That's the worst analogy I've ever heard in my life. Good God, fellas. I mean, Ripple pointing to different licenses it has obtained from different jurisdictions. Yes, the multitude of countries that are actually, supporting Ripple, supporting blockchain innovation. That's eventually where this world is going when it comes to money and payments. Ripple's citing that in many, many, many other countries, XRP is not a security and XRP sales are not treated as a security. Neither is ODL-related sales. God, SEC comes out with the worst analogy of the freaking year, fellas. Good God. Gary wants to start talking about liquor licenses. He comes out on National Gummy Bear Day and starts talking about fucking gummy bears and securities laws. Got a couple screws loose there, buddy. Well, anyways, I am not quite sure if this is going to be copyright, but I do believe if I keep it within the Twitter window and just keep it small, I think we will avoid any sort of copyrights from CNBC. So, Justin, SEC Chairman Gary Gensler gets called out on CNBC for not answering if ETH is a security, and then again, dodges the question. All right, let me make sure you guys actually do a volume really quick. Just a quick check.
Ultimately, and I think this is the big question in crypto land right now, is Ethereum a commodity or is Ethereum a security? And therefore, will there one day be an ETF? That's the fundamental question on the table in crypto land. You agree?
Oh, you're the one that's out there asking the questions. All I would say.
Oh, really? So you're the one out there asking the questions, dude? I would have kicked Gary Gensler off the show right there. This guy's trying to make a point. This nice gentleman right here is trying to make a point. That is the big talk in the cryptocurrency space since all the Bitcoin ETFs have gotten through. And now The same institutions that have done those Bitcoin ETFs, like BlackRock, they are trying to push through and file and get those Ethereum ETFs approved. So yes, that is a big talk in the cryptocurrency space. What's going to be the next ETF to come out? Potentially, might even see an XRP ETF for an Ethereum one based on the litigation that has just begun between Consensus and the SEC. But it's like, this nice gentleman on CNBC, he's just trying to ask. He's just saying, yeah, Ethereum ETF, that's a very big topic in crypto. He's like, oh, well, you're asking the questions. Oh, don't scrutinize me. I wanted to go somewhere I could be coddled and not scrutinized. God, who even likes Gary Gensler? Who's even nice to this guy?
In crypto land. You agree?
Oh, you're the one that's out there asking the questions. All I would say is, to me, the fundamental question is how do we ensure that the American investor is protected? And right now, they're...
Yeah, Gary, December 22nd, 2020. Oh my God, I felt so protected when the SEC crashed XRP 87% in 3 days. I felt so protected and safe. Thank God for the SEC, right?
Not getting the required or needed disclosures, and the intermediaries in the center of this rather centralized market generally are conflicted and doing things we would never allow the New York Stock Exchange to do. The New York Stock Exchange is not allowed to trade against the investors.
Okay, but let me ask you about this. You've seen the Consensus lawsuit, and I know you have a Wells notice with them as well. This is Patrick Henry saying the following, and I want you to respond to it. Just months after a federal judge sanctioned SEC enforcement lawyers for lying in court, new evidence shows that Chair Gary Gensler himself misled Congress. The testimony to the Financial Services Committee last April, Chair Gensler refused to answer questions about the SEC's classification of Ether.
And then what's funny is the conferences after that from the U.S. Financial Services, House of Financial Services Committee, which we streamed on the channel multiple times. God, he didn't show up to like any of those. He just sent one of his henchmen to go there and say, oh, we cannot answer that. That's all he did. Not even showing up. He showed up to one after that. When they grilled his ass, publicly on a live stream. After that, he never even showed up again. Just sent one of his henchmen down there to be like, oh, well, I can't answer that.
And new court filings show this was an intentional attempt to misrepresent the commission's position.
We speak to Congress directly in hearings like that, and also directly to members, and we share with them accurately what we're doing, so that the viewers can also understand we don't speak about whether we have an investigation or whether we don't have an investigation, and we don't speak about whether somebody is, in our opinion, not following the law, unless we actually bring a case.
Oh, really? You guys don't figure? Yeah, the SEC doesn't give opinions, eh? Hey, Gary, the SEC doesn't give opinions, yeah? Yeah, William Hinman, what was that all about? Yeah, oh yeah, the SEC doesn't give opinions, guys. Unless you pay $15 million retirement benefits, then you'll get an opinion out of him. Good God, please remove this guy. I'm tired of this guy. It's a pain watching this. There's a minute 15 left. Just get through it.
So we stay quiet on many questions that you might ask at this live interview or even
but ultimately, should investors,
a congressional hearing.
There's a lot of folks who bought Ethereum expecting that one day there will be potentially an ETF and that it will be considered a genuine security that's tradable on these exchanges. Will that happen?
Again, that's something in front of our commission right now. We're a 5-member commission, and those filings will take up at the appropriate time.
Is that something from a timing perspective?
Yeah, that was a really nice way of Gary Gensler saying, no, we're not going to approve an Ethereum ETF. God, now that we already got our case done with, because the funny thing was we were the butt of the joke of crypto in 2020, 2021, when we in the SEC came after, Ripple XRP, but it's like now, dude, we're the only altcoin with any legal clarity in the United States. We're ahead of it. We're ahead of the market, essentially. So maybe we do get an XRP ETF before an Ethereum one. Who knows? Oh my God, I lost our place in the video. Where was it at? Right here.
Considered a genuine security that's tradable on these exchanges. Will that happen?
Again, that's something in front of our commission right now. We're a 5-member commission, and those filings will take up at the appropriate time.
Is that something from a timing perspective, though? This is an election year. This administration may be the administration come next year. It may not be the administration. How does that impact the work you're doing?
I'm just focused on how we can do the most for 330 million Americans, what we can do to drive efficiency, resiliency, competition in the equity markets, the treasury markets, the fixed income markets, and yes, also addressing some of the activity in the crypto markets where actors are not uniformly following the law. They just, there's a lot of people have lost their hard-earned funds in the field.
Oh, really? A lot of people have lost their hard-earned funds. Oh, how about 18 billion wiped off the XRP market cap in 3 days, Gary? What about that?
Field that you seem to be so fascinated
Okay,
with.
I'm going to go to...
Yeah, Gary Gensler, see, he came on this interview thinking he was just going to get the softball questions and make himself look good, but yeah, he did not have a good time in that live interview. A lot of stuttering, a lot of, I don't know, I got to follow the script. Oh, man. And then it was kind of funny because this gentleman over here was kind of saying like, yeah, well, you know, it's election year and, you know, this administration might be the next one. It might not be. So, yeah, basically nicely saying, yeah, what happens when you're not even part of the SEC anymore, bud? What happens there? I don't know, this guy seems like a crypto guy to me. That's the vibes I'm getting. Well, anyways, guys, that's it for the video for today. Make sure you smash the like, subscribe down below. Let me know what you think in the comments. And I will see you guys in the next one.